Olin slipped into her coat, the silk scarf still tied around her head. The night air was sharp, heavy with exhaust and faint traces of roasted peanuts from a street vendor. She flagged down a yellow cab with a whistle, sliding inside before her doubts could catch up to her. This wasn't the gig she dreamed of, not even close. Her best friend swore it was modeling, but Olin already knew what that meant. In New York, it wasn't Milan. It wasn't Paris. It wasn't runways, flooded with light and cameras, flashing her name. It was a dim bar in the East Village with sticky floors and the faint smell of beer-soaked wood. The cab pulled up to the rustic dive that thought itself charming, though the rest on the neon sign told another story. Olin stepped out, straightened her shoulders, and walked in as though she were arriving at the Met Gala. That was her trick, to carry herself like she belonged to another world entirely. Inside, the place buzzed with the kind of energy she hated. Loud laughter, whiskey glasses clinking, music from a jukebox that hadn't been updated in decades. A man with a beer belly smacked the counter and whistled low. "Come on, sweetheart," the manager barked, waving her toward a makeshift stage. She rolled her eyes so hard it hurt, then climbed onto the table in her borrowed heels. The spotlight, if it could even be called that, was nothing more than a hanging bulb, and yet, she posed, switched into model mode. The bikini hugged her figure, sequins catching the dim light, a cruel echo of where she should be under Paris chandeliers, Milan skylines. The catcalls rose like smoke, some men tossing dollar bills at her feet as though she were no different from the dancers who'd come on next. Her jaw clenched. One day, she swore, she wouldn't be someone's joke in a dive bar. One day she'd strut down the runway while the world held its breath. She gave a half smile, pivoted, and thought, remember this. Olin, remember where you started. So when the lights are yours, you'll never forget. Somewhere in the crowd, a pair of eyes watched her more intently than the rest. But Olin didn't notice. Not yet.